Hello everyone, this is JOEHOVA. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing Space Engineers. Now I've had this game for quite a while, but they've done some updates to the survival mode, so we're going to get started with a new game. I'm choosing the space pod, which this says is difficulty hard, so we'll see about that. Okay, so we start in the pod, and let's take a look here. If I hit V for Victor, I can go to third person mode. I can hold down the alternate key, left alternate, and roll the mouse wheel back, or I can just turn the mouse while holding alternate to get this different view. You can see right now I'm near a planet. I don't want to go there quite yet. One of the reasons I stopped playing Space Engineers was because of how things acted on a planet. I've heard they've updated that, so we'll see. First things first, we're going to go toward this little rock here in front of us. And I'm just using the WASD keys. And it's cool because I can hold down alternate and look around to see exactly how close I am, you know, getting to this thing. You see I have reverse thrusters. This has what's inertial dampeners, and basically the idea is it gives you reverse thrust to kind of bring you back to a setting position. Now you'll notice I don't see if there's any kind of materials on this asteroid, and the main reason for that is because I do not have an ore detector on my ship. So let's get out here, and we're gonna take all the unnecessary bits off of the ship real quick, I think, because I mean, it looks nice, but I don't need that. So if I hit the F key, you can see that I'm now standing in my ship. It's airtight. I've got this vent up here. It has green lights on it, meaning that this is an oxygen-rich environment. Thank you, tongue. I hit V to go. Whoop, I just hit X, and you can see that my rocket pack just turned on. If I hit X again, because I'm on the surface, I have these magnetic boots. I'm going to hit V for Victor, first-person view. And then open the doors by hitting F. I won't go over the keys for too long, but I will start that out for players that are new to this game. Okay, and I'm standing on this little connector point, and I've got this cargo container in front of me. Now if I hit F again, I can go into these features, and it's cool. It has an inventory, and I can say show connected inventories. That means if things are physically connected, you can see them all. So what I've got on the ship so far is a small cargo container. I've got an oxygen tank, it has nothing in it. I've got an O2H2 generator, so this generates oxygen and hydrogen by putting ice in there. Got a survival kit. This is new. I like it a lot. It's basically a very low furnace and a very low assembler, so you can make the very most basic items out of this. Excuse me. And my flight seat has a gun and some ammunition in it. So I can go to the control panel. I can see all of the things on the ship here. These are my batteries. You can see that I have an output here, an input. These are pretty sweet. Depleted in 2 days. Right now I don't have any way to put power back into those batteries, but it does have this new thing here, a hydrogen engine. So I can turn that thing on, and it will burn hydrogen. I haven't figured out how to put hydrogen back in it yet, however. And then you have your production, what you can build right now. This is a new thing, too. Before, you had to mine specific ingots, and rocks and dirt only gave you gravel. But now you can get your basic materials like silicon and iron and gravel out of just regular earth, which is pretty sweet. And then you have your basic assembly things. These are what you can create with just a simple survival kit, and this will get you built up until you can get to a large furnace and assembler. And then you have these other tabs, informational tabs, things like that. Different factions. There are space spiders and space pirates. Don't want to run into them. And then your local coordinates, and you can put GPS coordinates down and see those with a antenna as well. So I'll get out of that guy. And I have my basic tools. So I've got my welder, right, this for welding. I have my grinder, which we're about to use, and then I've got my drill, which is going to be used to mine. So first of all, we'll get our grinder. We got to turn our jetpack on. Hit X to do that. Now I can fly around. it's got inertial dampers on those as well. So at the beginning, I'm going to take all this superficial metal off of here, and that'll do two things. One, it'll make it easier to build onto the ship and keep it, you know, functional, and then the other would be I get some stuff from it. So my inventory now, if I hit I, you can see has nothing in it. If I go grinding this thing, you can see that if I go back to my inventory, now I have 31 steel plates. And that's the idea, because I'm going to need those things. So I'll go, I'll cut all this stuff off the ship real quick. Okay, so you can see I've cut all the superficial stuff off of the ship. Doesn't look as nice, but again, it's going to be functional. And let's see here. Down at the bottom, you can see that I've got access now to my O2H2 generator, and this is my storage container, right? Cargo. These are walkways right here. So what I'm going to eventually do, I didn't want to mess with this too much right now. By the way, to roll like this, you're using the E and the Q keys. The rest of this is just WADs. So you can see where my ship sets, the seat is right here. And this is an airlock, so this is airtight. I don't want to screw that up too much to start with. So what I'm going to eventually do is connect these things with either storage containers or furnaces, things, whatever it is, and it will go under the seat, because right now, as it is, if you're sitting in this seat, you don't have access to the storage containers back here. They're not physically connected together. As well as, I believe, this little life support system here is also not connected. What is that called? That's a window. You can't see it from out here, but it's the med station, basically. All right, so what my goals are to get a drill on this thing as soon as possible, and an ore detector. Now, this game has this really cool new thing. If you hit G, you'll go to your building menu. You can see these are all the blocks that I can currently build, but it has this progression tab, and I like this a lot. I don't think it used to be this way, but you can see you have prerequisites now. So if I want to build a drill, first thing I have to do is find it in this list. So I just go down. I could search it here, but what's the fun in that? So blah, 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 blah. Go down, go down. There she is. There's the drill. And it happens to be connected to the ore detector. That's excellent. So the first thing I need to do is build a basic refinery. Now, we're on the right-hand side. You can see what it takes to make it. It's going to be 120 steel plates. We've got some construction. This is pretty easy to build. And I got a pretty good idea where I want it to be. But we'll see. First things are, what do I have in my inventory? So I can hit I. I've got plenty of plates. I don't have any motors. What else did I need there that I don't have? That's the drill. Oh, yeah. Refinery. Motors and computers. So I just need 10 of each. Now, in order to get those things, I'm going to have iron ingots. So I'm going to have to do some manual drilling. So I go up to this little rock here. Now, if I have this drill out and there are any ores that are present, it'll pop up within I think it's 50 meters. You have to be fairly close to it. But what I'm going to do is hold down F to collect, because that will automatically collect anything that hits my crosshair. And if I double click on this drill, double left click, it'll just take off and start drilling. So there's also a bar down at the bottom. See that red bar? That red bar is my inventory capacity. I've already got a bunch of stuff on me, so it's not going to let me collect a whole lot. I'm drilling away here. Alright, left click that to turn it off. Now, you can see my energy is low. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So if I go to my ship, I go to the cargo container, hit F, and you can see that I have stone. So I'm going to put that, first of all, open these so I can see everything. I'm just going to put that in the cargo container. And since it's connected, it should go all the way down. But I have to go to production and tell it to build ingots. And I'm just going to make, hold down shift for 100. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll make 1,000. And you can see that it's just cranking those out for what little stone I put in there. I didn't put a whole lot. So go back and see if I can build those computers. So I only need 10 of each, right? So I need 10 computers. So I'll hold down control, 10 computers, 10 motors. And you can see it's building those now. So if I go back to inventory and I scroll down, I can see that those are there. Okay, so to get my energy back, I need to go and set in this seat right here. And you can see down the bottom left, my oxygen will go back up, and the suit energy will go back up as well. Slowly but surely, draining the batteries in my ship. Now also, you could come out here and go to this survival kit, and just hold down F. That'll replenish your hydrogen, and your power, and your oxygen as well. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more drilling, and then I'll get these components made. Alright, so I've got all my components here, and you can see that I'm looking at a basic refinery. Now this is important. You see the yellow squares, right, and the data pads. That's the only place I can interact with those, and it's the only place that can be connected to through other boxes or conveyors or things like that. So I want to make sure that I place this in such a way that those two yellow boxes are touching each other. And now you're just using your insert, delete, home, and page up and page down. I've moved mine around a little bit because of my recording software. I've got hotkeys that I don't want to mess with. So basically, right here, if I were to spin this around, you can see there's on the top and the bottom. So I've connected the bottom piece, and the top piece gives me access without making it too high. Now you can see it just builds a frame. So I'm going to go with my torch here. I'm going to start building this sucker. Alright, so we have a basic refinery. Right? And so that will allow me to make newer, different things. So if I go to production now, still have the same thing, because it'll allow me to do ores. It's not going to actually allow me to do anything different. Remember, gotta stay focused. The only reason I'm doing this is because, why? Well, because I wanted these things down here. The ore detector and this drill. Excuse me. So, I want to do the ore detector first. And I need detector components. So, let's go ahead and drag this thing down to the bar. You can see it sets right here. I'll go ahead and put it in a place where it's not going to do any harm. This does not have to be connected to anything. So I'm just going to stick it right... Oh, I can't put it right there. Is that like a half block or something? I have to put it here instead. Let me think about that. I don't see why not. That's just as good of a place if any. It's fine. See if we can build this guy. Alright, so you can see I don't have enough motors, computers, or detectors, so I need 25 computers, 5 motors. And I'm not going to have any of that. I'm going to have to do some grinding, I imagine. Let me see. 5 of these. 25 of these. Make 30 of them. And I don't have my detector components. So let's see if I can do it here. So if I go into my build from here, can I do it? Oh, of course I can't go for my build from here, because that will just give me access to that. That's coming up later. Get back off that seat here. If I do it right here. No. So, in order to get my detector components, I'm probably going to have to build an assembler. Okay, so I need to build a basic assembler. This thing is fairly worthless, but it does give me access to a lot of different building materials. So, I'll build this guy right here, where it won't do any harm, because when I get a regular assembler, I will probably never use this again. And I need some steel plates, motors, displays, and a lot of computers. So let me go ahead and get some grinding done, and I'll build a lot of stuff, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the basic assembler is done. Now, if I go into production, you see I've got a lot more stuff I can build. And one of those things are these. I'm going to need 20 of those. So go ahead and pop in 20 of those guys real quick. And, of course, he's not connected to anything. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. So he's not connected to anything that has these materials in them. That's where these yellow boxes come in so handy, right? I could have done that, but I am a total dummy. Man, okay. Okay. I'm going to destroy this and I'm going to build it back again. And the purpose for that is because I wanted to put it out of the way, but I need it connected to everything so I don't have to keep continuously going there and manually putting supplies into it. So I'll just put it right here. The main thing is I got to make sure that the yellow part, which is there, there it is down there. So flippy. All right, now it's connected. And I'll go ahead and make it. So since the two yellow things are touching each other, the openings, if you will, now I should be able to build those things from any location. So if I come back down here to the bottom, whereas before it wasn't connected, now it is, so I can go ahead and build those 20 if I had the materials to do that, and we'll get to building our other stuff as well. So if I go to inventory, you can see I don't have any materials, so back to the grind. You know, one of the cool things about this game that I've always loved are the physics, right? So I've been chipping away at these rocks and they go careening out into space, but this is a large asteroid and it does have some gravity, and so you can see that these things kind of float around. They don't get too far away. And I also like digging in these holes because that way they kind of stay in the pocket
full.
And they don't go careening into space, although they won't go very far. Alright, so I have my 20 detectors. I'm ready to finish this guy. Now, one cool thing, you don't have to get it all the way to the top. As long as you get above that functional bar, it'll work. So right now my ore detector is functioning. So if I were to go back into my ship, close those doors. You know, this is an airlock and I didn't keep the damn thing closed, but close that door there. Get back on my ship. And now, if there are any ores to be detected, I can see them. However, I don't know why it does this, but I don't think it's a power thing, but if I go to my ore detector here, I got to turn up the range from 75 meters to 150. And so now, if there's anything within 150 meters of my ship, I should be able to detect it. I don't see, excuse me, I don't see a whole lot on this big rock yet. We obviously want ice. That's a big one. Silver is nice, of course. We'll need that. But cobalt in early game is very useful because you need those to make metal grids and in order to make storage containers, which I'm going to need a lot of. This ship basically is going to turn into a drill, and it's going to require a lot of storage chambers, mainly just because it connects things together so well. It's a six-sided box. You see down there in the red, those are either spiders or pirates, and I'm staying the hell away from them. I don't have any weapons on this ship whatsoever. And I'm surprised that there's no ore showing up anywhere on this rock. Alright, so I'll go in search of some minerals, because basically what you're looking at here is space. Right, there's a star. We have lots of asteroids, and each one of these have different materials and things on them. Multiple materials on some. You can see there's a planet there, but it's not just one planet. There are multiple planets in the solar system. You can see a green one down there. There's another planet right there, and it looks like it's relatively close. Trust me, it is not. It's far away. This ship is not very fast at this point, so you pretty much just have to coast. Now, cool thing about long distances, if you were to turn your dampers off, you can see the dampers are on now. If I let go of my forward momentum, it's going to slowly do reverse thrust to slow me down back to 0. However, if I were to turn the dampers off, it would maintain its momentum because there's no opposite force acting on it, and it would just continue to fly in that direction. That's kind of how you would do long journeys and things like that. Let's see what this big old rock has to offer, if anything. There's ice right there. Excellent. Okay. I really want to find cobalt. Ice is fine. I've got plenty of it right now, and I don't want to go grinding it with the hand grinder. So, yeah, let me do some exploring, and I'll find some materials that are worthwhile. You know, before I get too carried away, I got to remember that the batteries on this ship are going to run out, and so what I need to do is think about some solar panels. So, shouldn't be terribly hard to build. Let's get up here and take a look. So, solar panels are number 8 on my toolbar there, and there we go. So I want to put that guy right there. There we go. So there's one solar panel there. I could do one here. Excellent. And then on the bottom side, you can see that these ions are in the, or these thrusters are in the way. So it'll be a little offset, which I think it looks cool. Man, I gotta get my perspective right on this. There is no up or down in space, right? Unless it's relative to you. So, let's see. There we go. Okay, that right there. Now the problem is I don't think this is going to have a connection point on this side. Yeah, so I'll need a block out here. So I can just do a temporary block. Just pop this guy right there. Oh, of course, there's a light there. Well, not for long. I don't need no blinking lights. There we go. So we'll pop this guy right there. And then we'll go back to our solar panel. There we go. Sweet. Now, I can start making these things. And I built some solar cells earlier. Thought I did. Okay. No, here they are. Only got 2 of them? I thought I made more than that. Maybe I just can't make them yet because I'm out of materials. Yeah, so if I go to... Well, there's nothing in the queue. Let's do 120 of those. You can see it's not making it, so it means I'm out of materials. So I'll just make what I can here. Yeah, I don't have any girders. I can start to partially construct them. I'll do that part. Okay. Alright, now I am curious, because I thought I made those before. I am curious what's going on with my production. We got stone. Is it turned off? Look, it's not. It's in the wrong place, isn't it? Cargo container. Basic refinery. There's my assembler. I'm not sure why this stuff is going into the survival kit. But I will put it in the refinery. Alright, been doing a little grinding. Gonna get that line just right above functional, right? I'm not gonna put bulletproof glass on it. They're not gonna be as strong, but I don't need them to be as strong. Just need to get them functional for now. It's a cool aspect of this game. There you go. Have enough? Oh, just just short of solar cells. Man, my tongue. Okay, and didn't make enough of them, or couldn't make enough of them, or didn't make enough of them. I'll need more later, so we'll go ahead and start that. Looks like a little bit more grinding is on the to-do list here. Okay, so the thing about these solar panels is you can see the lights on them, 2 green. That means it's getting some light, and it's putting some energy into my batteries. This one here is yellow, so it's not exposed to light. So what I want to do is get in my ship and turn it so that my solar panels are facing the star, or the sun. So let's do that. We'll get in, and I can just roll my ship this way. You can see those solar panels now being exposed to that light. And they're a little offset, so, you know, the bottom ones are partially blocked here, but, again, it's a lot better than what it was, so I can come back out here. While I'm at it, what's my energy? Looks good, okay. Setting in the seat helps, so you want to pilot your ship every once in a while. You can see that air blow out of the airlock. It's a pretty sweet effect. So if I come here now, you can see this one's getting 3/4. This one down here is still getting 2. And this one's getting 2, so yeah, it's not so bad. I'm not exactly sure why this one's only getting 3. Maybe it's because it's not fully complete. That is at least a possibility. Yeah, so we'll get back to some grinding. But soon that will be over, because when I get my drills on the front of this ship, the days of grinding these asteroids by hand will be over. Okay, so you can see my solar panels are done. Excuse me. So solar panel 2, 3, and 4. I can name these anything I want. Obviously, you can group them. We'll get to that more of that later. Solar panel 1 has a current maximum output of 54. It's currently doing 38 and jumping up, right? That's solar panel 4. Solar panel 3 is the same. Solar panel 2, you can see, has a higher max output, and that's what it's getting so far, and then your regular solar panel there. So if I went to my batteries now, you can see they're not just outputting power, but they're also getting an input, and that's important because it will fully recharge these batteries in 4 hours, which is pretty sweet. So I can just sit here for 4 hours and completely recharge the batteries in my ship. However, I do not wish to do that. What I wish to do is find cobalt. I need to find cobalt to make my storage containers, and you can see the ship looks a little different now. Let's take a look at it real quick. You know, still pretty cool. I like the look of those solar panels like that. It almost looks like wings. It's pretty neat. Because we're a long way from getting to a reactor of any kind, so we're going to be really dependent on this solar power. So let me find a rock with some cobalt. Okay, so I'm cruising along at full speed. That's all this ship can do right now. And if I turn off my inertial dampers, Z, I let go of wads, I turn my engines off, and I'm still moving at 100 meters per second. So this is a good way to conserve energy, because the ship isn't doing a whole lot, and I can sit here and turn toward the sun while I'm at it, get as much of that solar radiation as I can. Now, of course, my ship is going to continue to move in this direction, even if I were to point away. Doesn't matter. It's not, I mean, it's still going in the direction I first did my thrust in. So now, as I get closer to this, what I'll end up doing is I will throw my dampers back on, and it will automatically brake the ship. And not destroy it, but actually stop it. I can do that here just by throwing on Z. You can see that I've turned, so it actually had some side thrust it needed too to stabilize me, and my speed is coming straight down, just like it should. It's pretty sweet, man. This game has it all in all the right places. And just traveling around through space is fun, and building massive ships and bases and things like that. It's very cool. I mean, ultimately, I'll probably end up making a Death Star type base where it just moves around. I don't see the need for having a stationary planetary base as of yet. So let's check out this rock. We'll see what it's got. It's got something dark there. Man, is that uranium? That'd be something else. But you gotta get in close with this ore detector. It's something for sure. Can't tell from the angle. Maybe it's cobalt? Magnesium. Yeah, I'm gonna need some magnesium, but really not yet. There's something else here too. Let's see what that was. Got a detector going off this way. Cobalt! Yay! That is what I needed, my friends. So, let's find that cobalt ore. Ooh, there's something else here too. Is that cobalt also? Is that magnesium? It looks an awful lot like cobalt. Ore detector's a little confused here. Ooh, don't want to accidentally run into something. I don't want to get into a position where I can't get any sun on my sails. Where? That looked like cobalt to me. I'm sure the game knows better than I do. That certainly says magnesium on it. But cobalt is 83 away. Alright. I'm pretty close. Let's hop out and grab some resources. Alright, I found it. There's the cobalt, sneaky, hiding inside this little hole here. So I'll grab some of that. Alright, so you can see I've got some cobalt here, and I'm making that into ingots as we speak. As far as production's concerned, that's these guys, and I'm going to need a bunch of them, so I'll just go ahead and make 100 of those real quick. I don't need any more cells right now. What else? Some of these large tubes. Power cell when I make batteries, because I'm going to need more of those. Some small tubes. You can never have enough of these guys. And it looks like I'm just waiting on iron. So, back to the grind. This ain't going to last much longer, though, because I am on the doorstep of making that drill. Alright, so I want to make my first storage container. This is just a small container, but it's got yellow blocks on all 6 sides. And it says I need interior plates. So, let's grab some of those. Interior plates. And I'll build it right there. Okay. Need some small tubes, motors, and a display. Small tubes, display, motor. I don't need that many displays. And we'll go back down here. Okay, so that's excellent. Excuse me. So this is the key to everything, because what I really want to do is get this going forward, and you can see that my seat sits right on top of that. So in a perfect world, I would want these blocks to go all the way across. The problem I have with this is I don't know that they will seal up the oxygen, because the edges aren't exactly square. So I can't remember if they do or not, and I've been having problems with that in a couple playthroughs that I did where it's not a huge deal. I mean, so I don't have oxygen in the ship. I could always create a bridge somewhere else. This is just a drill. So with that, thought process, I could just make these boxes go straight up to the front and then attach a drill to it. And once I do that, then I've got everything I need, because that drill will just transport everything back into the ship. Now, another thing, there's a piece of glass right here on the front, and if I take this off and I try to put a drill there, it's probably going to break the air seal in that as well. And you can't put a drill there if you don't. So what I've done in the past is like put a light there, but I think I'm going to say screw it, and I don't really care if that's an oxygen-rich environment. I really don't. I mean, my oxygen will run out faster when I'm sitting in there. I don't really care. So what I'll do, let's go ahead and turn that off, shall we? So we can go in here and we can say control panel, and I can go to my air vent, and I'll just turn that sucker off. So it's not going to matter if that is sealed or not. So let's go ahead and take this grinder to that guy.
Inventory full.
And we'll take that, and you see the stuff's just floating away because of momentum. Because my inventory is full, so let's see if I can make another one of these guys. I don't want to break the ship apart, but...
Inventory full.
Okay, inventory's full. Yes, I know it is. Let's go ahead and drop some of this stuff I'm not going to need. The bulletproof glass, and that right there. Get him. And we'll start with another storage container. Function over form, my friends. I need some more small tubes. Tibs. Tubular. So I'm going to have to make those, and you know the drill. I'm already trying to make those, and I don't have any damn iron. Grind, grind, grind. Work, work, work. Okay, so I'm not done with the grind yet. So you can see now that I don't have a cockpit glass there, I'm open to the vacuum of space. My energy is going up that I'm in the cockpit seat, but my O2 and my H2 do not. So in order for that to do, I have to come over to the survival kit here and hold down F. There you go. Again, not a huge deal. Just got to remember to keep my helmet on. So I could virtually hear all the experienced players out there screaming at their monitors. You don't have to build so many cargo containers. They're expensive. And you're right, because we do have just these conduits. So what I'll do instead is just put in some conduits, right? Because we want to get these damn drills going. I don't have time to be grinding my life away. So we'll do that, and we'll go ahead and make these. So these conveyor belts here, gonna need some motors. I think I have some built. Yeah. Okay, and we're going to get in here and take up this seat and put a box right in this area. So let's... I'm not going to have enough. No, I don't have enough for that. I don't have enough space. So let's go ahead and do this. Get this closer. Okay. And this one. Right. And now we'll do a couple more conduits. Conveyors, I know. I need more interior plates. Get some of those. What do I have that I don't need a bunch of? Don't need a bunch of grids or anything. Okay. And we'll just cover this all back up later. But again, I don't really care what it looks like as much. This is a drill. Alright, so this is where my seat is right now. So if I come in here, grind this guy down. I was wrong. My seat is actually right here. So another one of these guys. And this is where my seat is right here. Okay. And so this will be a storage container. Metal grids. Blammo. Okay, so now my seat is just kind of floating there. It's not actually on. And I mean, I'm just going to put a drill right there in front. So let's toss some of this stuff back in here. Okay. And then I'll grind down my seat. Ooh, before I do that, let's make sure I can make a damn seat. Where are those bad boyos? Is it in here? No. Right there. Ooh, I gotta see. Glad I did that. Gonna have to make a piece of landing gear first. So let's go ahead and make that. I don't know what I'll need to make landing gear. But you know, this kind of stuff, I'm sure. Probably more of those plates. Okay, so I'm gonna make a piece of landing gear just out here, and grind it back down immediately. Okay, the only purpose of doing that was just so I could open up that seat. Now I go back in, and you can see I have my control station. So I'll come back, I'll grind this one down. Okay, and then I'll build a control station just exactly where it was. Unable to place. Oh, because this gun is sitting here. And the ammo too, probably, although I don't see it floating around. There you go. Get that guy built. Looks like I'm going to need some more displays. Yep, need some more displays. Got them. Alright. So that is that. And now, my energy is really low, so let's go back in and get that taken care of. Don't want to die in space. I'll hit F here. Get my energy back up. little slow. Of course, I could have just sat in that seat for the same thing, but I want to get my oxygen up as well. Okay, so back at it. So now what we have is my control station, and these conduits, you see they're green, that means they're working. That means if I put a drill here, whatever goes into that drill is going to go right into my inventory and can be smelted. So, it's drill time, baby. Take that drill, pop her right there, put that sucker right on front. Okay, now, what am I going to need? A lot of steel plates, a lot of large tubes. So we'll go with the steel plates, large tubes. Alright, so we got a drill. So now, check this out. Come in here. If I go to K, I can see here's my drill. And what I want to do, and I'll get to this later, because I'm just about to run out of time. If you're in your control station, hit G, you can see all these little things. That means you can have control of them. So I grab this drill and I put it down on my toolbar, and I tell it, this is a control for turning that on and off. So now if I'm in my seat and I hit 1, it turns the drill on, and if I hit 1 again, it turns the drill off. So that is fantastic. So now with this guy, I'll turn it on. I will go up to the rock surface here. I'll show you what it's like to live life without a grind, while also grinding. Look at that. It's tearing away at the surface. And while that's being done, obviously, this is all going into my inventory as well. What am I doing here? So you can see my inventory. All of that stone is going right in there. Alright. Well, guys, I appreciate you watching. That's about all the time I have for today. If you did enjoy the video, hit a like or a subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more of these, I'll probably do a few of these. So, hope you guys are having a great day. My name is JOEHOVA. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.